Entry to asset funnel, numbers breakdown, tracking progress, DM closing. That's the exact breakdown that I'm going to give you in today's video that made me $171,000 in profit in the month of May. I learn you how to extract only qualified followers from your ads, track each one of them, DM close them, and know how to optimize every single component of the funnel for you to create maximum scale with the most amount of leverage. Because this is the exact reason of why we collected $171,000 last month. 142 through this payment processor, another 2 crypto payments, and 3 bank transfers. As you can see, I just saw I made 6K. And this is because we DM closed people. Nabil was the person that came to my mastermind in Dubai around 2 months ago. And he didn't have any questions, no resistance, no objection, without any prior sales call. Now, there are a couple things that happened in the month of May. First of all, I bought my dream car. I bought this car for $242,000 paid in full at 21 years old for 3 reasons. The first one, I fucking love driving. I just got back in the Netherlands. I'm kind of sad that I'm not in Dubai anymore because I love to drive my car and I actually enjoy it. The second reason, I expect my clients to pay in full. Over 75% of the clients of the generated $171,000 in profit in May came from paid in fulls. So out of respect, I showcase that I practice what I preach by making my own payments in full. And the third reason is trust and credibility. It gives a form of status. I showcase with these actions that the funnel that I'm going to break down in today's video fucking works. Because otherwise, without this funnel that I'm going to showcase, I wouldn't have been able to purchase this car, which results into no action, no decision making, not getting any closer to your desired outcome. And that's the reason why I'm showcasing this funnel, which allowed me and my clients to make multiple 6 figures. Every single breakdown and component so you can, after this video, build and implement everything for yourself. With this funnel, Daniel DM closed a little bit over 30 days ago. He came to Dubai. He spent a week with me where we built every single component in person, which allowed him to make $50,000 in pounds, which is $65,000 USD in the first 15 days of June. Today is the 15th of June. So let's start by the beginning. First, we need to understand the importance of traffic. What is the vehicle that drives all these eyeballs towards our profile? As you can see here, we run one specific ad on this ad manager. I have a personal ad account that I run most of my ads on. But to give you an example, right? When we go to the ad set, I've spent around $4,000 on this ad. And you can see that, for example, when I see from the 1st of June to the 14th of June, we have spent around, this is 1.1K US, and we got 164 followers. When we go to a calculator to see what the average cost per follower is, that will be under $7 per qualified follower that I've gotten from this specific ad sequence with the targeting entrepreneurship. You're probably asking yourself, Nick, this is super broad. Yes, we have individual targeting. On the next video, I'm going to showcase the exact ads that I run on my personal profile, including the exact ad creatives that we utilize to create such scale. Now, when we have these followers coming to our profile, we have 2 options. With the profile funnel, we only leverage a setter. Now, we leverage a ManyChat automation with a VSL opt-in. And this is not a standard VSL. This is a value asset. What this asset does, it redirects people towards a form that is on lock. Now, they get a 3-step questionnaire. And based on the answers that they give within the form, they will get redirected one specific asset. The reason why this is valuable is because within that questionnaire, we figure out the exact pain points that they're facing. Because guess what? When there is a deep pain, every single person is willing to pay attention for the solution to solve that pain. Now, after watching this video for 75% in the type form, a button appears where they can go to the next step. You remember when you always run a VSL and you have that VSL running and the only moment you can book in a call is after the 9th minute or something, right? It's the same process here. We showcase that button after 75% of watch time, which then gets them to the next step. We provide them a problem-based testimonial. So we give them a testimonial within that type form that showcases how I personally solved that exact specific team problem, acquisition problem, or fulfillment problem for one of our other clients. For example, what I do right here in this individual asset. I showcase the numbers of one of my clients that made $175,000 per month with all the tracking sheets that we utilize to track these metrics to create a 13x ROAS. This is an example. You're watching this video right now. You're looking at all my numbers, all my clients' numbers, right? And that makes you instantly gain trust. So imagine they go through a locked form, they watch a problem being solved, and then they see the proof of concept that that problem that I have just solved with that asset actually works in practice in the market with actual backed up proof and data. Now, the moment they've seen the testimonial, they get the button to a CDA, right? Within the form where they can either choose to either opt into the Calendly, which gets them into a call. Now, this is where the importance comes into place because this is going to be dependent if you have a 30-minute call close or a DM close, right? As you saw, Nabil just paid, which I showed you, and that was purely a DM close. We go here, we see Nabil. Nabil paid without any resistance. He paid in DMs, he never had a sales call. But there are definitely some people that do need a call, right? And even if they do hop on a call, the closing rate is above 50% and they'll pay within 30 minutes because they only have a couple few questions. Is already validated because they have seen an asset and they have seen a real life example of the way the problem has been solved. Now, when they get on a call, a super good example of this is my ops manager that DM'd me this morning, literally this morning, and said, Nick, I closed my 4th paid in full in a row. Right? It's not only because of the sales. It's purely because we're super good at doing the marketing. We let the marketing do 80% of the conversion while the sales only do 20%. Now, when we have this funnel running, the numbers break down, right? As you can see, this is for one of our partners. Almost $15,000 in ad spend when we do the conversion from Euro to USD. 8.6 thousand followers. That means around 1.6 per qualified follower, meaning you get $2 per DM and over 6,000 DMs, which resulted into 24K in installments, $175,000 cash, and 161K CPL, meaning you made $161,000 after all the ad spend. That is a 13x ROAS with this exact funnel. In today's market, I'll tell you right now that with the direct ads funnel, you won't even get close to generating these types of numbers. And do you think this is possible whenever you're a solo consultant without any team that backs you up? I don't fucking think so. So KPI, sales, and tracking. We need to understand our numbers. Whenever you want to get access to these tracking sheets, you can always send me a message on Instagram. I'm happy to send them over. KPI, ads, revenue tracking. We need to know our ad spend, followers, cost per follower, DMs, cost per DM, Calendly invitation, calls booked, the setting in which we closed or set calls from the setting process, the average cost per call, calls in calendar, ops, show up rate, sales, closing rate, cost per acquisition. This is probably one of the most important ones. When you know your cost per acquisition, when you understand how much it costs you to acquire a customer, you really do understand the amount of money you need to spend on ads, right? And where you need to allocate your time towards. Now, cash, the installments paid, the total return on investment, total cash, and the ROAS, right? The ROAS is super important because then you know if you need to increase ad spend or if you need to increase your funnel process to then increase ad spend, because you can increase your ROAS in 2 ways, right? You can increase it based on ads and you can increase it based on middle of the funnel. Sometimes your ads are fucking amazing. People are constantly changing their ads because they think the problem is in their ads. No, absolutely not. It could be in your funnel. Or it could be the other way around. And the only reason why people pay me is for me to figure out problems that they can't figure out. Super simple. So database, we need to understand full name, email address, phone number, date of purchase, the payment method they use, the type of payment, setter, closer, amount, pitch, invoice. When you have all this data, it makes it so easy to track, right? And this is a clean sheet. If you want the same sheet, I can send it over so you can calculate all your database expenses, team expenses, software expenses, other expenses, marketing expenses, sales team expenses, setter expenses. It's just going to make it a lot easier for you to track so you can know exactly what type of actions to take to be able to create scale. When you know your numbers, you can start DM closing, right? And you can track the progress that you're making. So let me show you this because this is where everything comes into place. You cannot track these things whenever you don't know how to track follower ads. I know that with VSL ads, it's super easy to track because you just have all your numbers in Hyrox or you have all your numbers in your Facebook Business Manager. With this funnel, it's different. And I'm one of the only people within the entire market that has figured this out. What I want you to do is when you go to notifications on Instagram, you go to follows, you go to, like any random person that started following you from your ad, you click on the side here. When you click there, you will get redirected towards the specific ad that people are focusing on. Now, this only works whenever you run ads from your personal ad profile, not from your business ad profile. When you run this from your personal ad profile, you will get to see the exact ad that these people have seen to start following you. Now, you can let your setter manually do the tracking based on this to know exactly which type of profile is coming from what ad. When you then go to the reel, right? You get redirected to the reel. You see the data on this reel, so you know exactly what type of reel it is. You go into your ad campaign, right? You go right here, your ad campaign. You click on the specific edit button within the ad set. You go to the creative that you utilize. And when you click here on this button, you click this button, Instagram post with comments. You can exactly see the amount of likes it got. So you can then understand based on the ad that your setter have done manual research on to see if that ad syncs with the exact ad that you've been able to run from your business manager. And you're asking yourself the question right now, Nick, do I need to do all this stuff manually? No. Because we built a custom AI that tracks this performance accurately. So you can basically lift your finger, step away from the process while all the data is being tracked of every single follower that follows you from your ad on Instagram. So you know the data, you can reiterate that data and see where to allocate your money towards to make improvements constantly. Because the only way you can scale a profile funnel to a 20 to 30x ROAS constantly in any market is by knowing your numbers. After we understand the tracking, we need to now know, okay, cool, we have the data, we have the ads, we have the creatives, we have the tracking sheets, we have everything. How do we actually close people and convert them in the middle of the funnel? We need to understand the DM closing process. The first step is that every single person that gets to me in the DMs is already problem aware. They're aware about the fact that they have a problem. They're not uneducated. They're educated about the solution that I provide them because they've seen my YouTube videos, they've seen my value assets and DM assets, which is something my setter sends them. They're solution aware. They know the exact problems that I'm going to solve step by step. So they're clear on the roadmap and the vision, which then gives them the clarity and the trust to make a payment, right? Because without clarity, people will never make you a payment within the DMs because the trust or the clarity isn't there in them knowing what the outcome, what the vision and mission looks like for them to get to their desired outcome. Now, send the payment link. Let's try to make it work if available. Send the payment link, pay, done, easy, DM close. Daniel made $100,000 in his first month, right? I just posted him like yesterday. Let me show you. He's doing super good. He is an Airbnb coach. He's doing incredible numbers. And the reason why these types of things happen is obviously because we worked everything out in the first week in Dubai in person. 23, this was from the 31st to the 7th of June. He made 23,000 pounds, which is around 31,000 USD. So guys, we know how to run this process technically and operationally. That does not mean we know how to run it practically. So every single component falls into place, knowing how to run this funnel extremely smooth. If you have any questions for me, just reach out to me on Instagram. If you want to book in a call in the description, do that now. If you just have 5 figures to invest. If you don't, please don't book in a call. I don't want to waste your time. Please don't waste my time because obviously we've been having a lot of paid in fulls last month. This month is probably going to be another record month. We're at $82,000 for the month. It's the 15th of June, so let's see what's going to happen. It's just fun to always have like a new unlock, right? Like last month, I made a little bit less YouTube videos, but we did so much stuff. Like again, I bought my car, I flew out my content strategist, I spent a week with Daniel. I did a grow acquisition mastermind in Dubai. We did a great client retreat in the beginning of June. Life is so crazy. And the most interesting thing, this is going to sound so fucking salesy, but I'm still going to say it because it's true. There's one funnel that changed all this for me, right? And that does not mean it has to do it for you. Every single person is different. Maybe you think like, fuck, I just watched this 10, 20-minute video. I think this fucking sucks. That's perfect because then you figured out that this is not for you, right? For me, it worked. There's going to be a certain point where you run this funnel and you realize like, holy fuck, I've been taking sales calls. I've been collecting $2,000 on sales calls, on 2-hour sales calls. At that point, you just realize how stupid you've been into running these types of companies, right? Super complex companies with huge sales teams to not barely make any profit, right? While I work with the most insane clients. A majority of my clients are my friends because I actually love to work with them. I enjoy it so much to work with them. Again, like I remove myself out of the sales process because the only thing I'm doing every day is taking one-on-one client calls because I enjoy working with the type of clients I work with. And imagine this, right? When you run such a funnel, not only dream clients are going to be super proud of the work that you do and you'll be proud of the work that they do, but they have friends, right? They give you referrals because they get the best results, right? Because you put the responsibility on them and not on yourself. That's the reason why done for you offers suck, right? Because you want to be able to be independent from the solution that you're providing towards your client. And that's exactly the reason why working with amazing people is great, because they also know other people. They give you amazing referrals. They give you the best testimonials. And guess what? That marketing that you utilize in that story sequence or YouTube video or Instagram, like a reel, is exactly what allows you to attract more of these people. This was such a good video, and hopefully it added a lot of value to your situation. If you have questions, let me know, and I'll speak to you in the next video. Bye.